We are back to the action. The Winoka 4-H and FFA local livestock show. Moving into cattle. Here we go.
Now in the cattle ring, we have our Class 1 Aberdeen Angus. This is Oakley Whitaker.
Let me hold them.
I'm just going to tell Casey something real quick. I'll be right back.
Just a single entry here to start off our breeding heifer show, and certainly if this is any indication of what's to come, we're in for a good heifer show. Young lady brings us one that's just very high quality from the tip of her nose to the base of her tail. That one just very proportionate, very balanced. She's sound, she's functional. She may not be the skinniest, geekiest necked one, but that one's center body and rib and flank. I think all of the parts and pieces make sense. I think as you project this one on down the road, she only gets better, and it's going to be a great project for this young lady. Congratulations to her.
Champion Aberdeen Angus female goes to Oakley Whitaker. We're now going to move into our Angus class. We have a single entry from Grayson Campbell.
What are we calling this one? What was the first one?
Aberdeen Angus.
What the hell
It's a
is
low
that?
line.
Just a single entry here in our first class at Angus. The young man brings us one that is the first thing that pops into your mind is you see is that one's bone and foot size and feature. That one's really stout at the ground. You certainly appreciate that what she brings to the table. She's another one that's very comfortable there in her spine in terms of her length and levelness. You want to change her, maybe you want to drop her in her flank and maybe make her a little maternal there through her rear rib and flank and clean her through the base of her chest floor. But she's one that's got plenty of stout and functional width. She's got plenty of stoutness on the top side of her skeleton, and she's set functionally wide in her pins. Let's put our hands together and congratulate this young man.
Congratulations to Grayson Campbell with our champion Angus female. Our next breed in will be our Chianina breed. We will have 3 classes of Chianinas. Our first one will have Jordan Fuquay with his May of 25 female.
Kind of blue over shirt. I'm not sure exactly. I'm pretty sure he's got the name. I can't remember. I've got his boy. Don't know his. I bet he just all passion. Hey, Ronnie, try and stump him right there with the electric box. It's a really good view right there.
Don't forget that we have one more adult showmanship contest coming up. So if you want to see somebody out there in the ring with someone's heifer, don't forget to come down and pay the ladies. We've got a few nominated already. So we've got Matt Campbell, Chris Alscheid, Scott Klein, and Dana Church. You have been nominated currently. We're still looking for more.
Just a single entry here the young man brings us is certainly one that's not wanting to cooperate quite as well as I'm sure he would like, but I think when you just study her as an individual, that's a pretty nice kind of a breeding female, one that looks like a female through her center portion of her body, one that's deep there in her rear rib and flank, and you get behind her, I think she's a calf that's got some shape right there behind her shoulder blade. She's long and level from hooks to pins. I like the way she uses her hind leg. You can get critical of her. Maybe you'd like to push her shoulder back just a little bit. I don't know if it's her, just the way she's acting. There's certainly a lot of future in that one. Let's put our hands together and congratulate this young exhibitor.
Congratulations, Jordan. In our next class of Chianinas, we'll have Caroline Wetherill. A couple more have been nominated. We have Tayan Redgate and Ronnie Pitts.
Rowdy Poseidon.
Rowdy Poseidon, you have been added to the adult showmanship list.
Who's standing on the side, Robbie, on this side?
Oh, where is he? Is that Grandpa? Possibly. I think it is. I've only seen him mostly in the trucks. Kind of down. Oh. Pulls out. guess that could be any of us, though.
In my class, yeah.
What are we calling this one?
Another key.
Single entry here, and the young lady brings us one that's certainly very intriguing. As soon as she hits the show or the garage door gate, that one's neck shoots out of the top side of her shoulder, and you certainly have to appreciate the length and the extension and femininity that one has. I think she's comfortable as she delicately goes around the ring in terms of her angles and the way that she uses her hock. She's very comfortable and easy there in her top line, all the parts and pieces. She might get just a little nickel tighter there and right in her heart girth. We're going to drop her down and maybe tighten up that navel, but that's certainly another high quality individual that's got the extra wow factor up front. Let's put our hands together and congratulate this young lady.
Congratulations, Caroline. You are our Class 4A winner of our Chianina breed. We have one more class of Chianinas, Remington Seaman.
She, what did he tell me? She was almost 1,500. So she's pretty good.
Yeah. No, I used my shirt.
Happy birthday, is that right?
I think.
Yep. Well, happy birthday. What a great way to spend it, right? No, we isn't.
Single entry here. The young man's bringing us one that's full of life today. But you talk about that heifer as an individual. That's one that's very fresh through the front 1/3 of her skeleton. She's very, very big in terms of her back shape and her pin width. Very, very impressive when you sit down and watch her go across the show ring in terms of the spread in her toes and the density to her bone and her foot size is very, very impressive. I just wonder if you're going to get critical. We'd like to just go ahead and drop her there in her rear rib and flank and maybe make her a little more maternal. I'm not so sure how far she is along in gestation, but it's just getting pretty critical of one that's very, very high quality because the way her forerib and shoulder and neck all conjoin there on the front side of her skeleton is very, very good, and complement that with that big square back and length and levelness out of her pins. So a high quality individual.
Remington, if you can keep her there, just hold her. We're going to bring our other two Chianinas in. So Caroline and Jordan, bring your heifers on in. And we will pick our champion Chianina female. Ronnie Poseidon, you have been added to the adult showmanship as well. So we want you to get in the mindset to get in there in the ring during the adult showmanship.
You're just supposed to bring your paddle in and stand there.
We'll bring our three keys back out here for your champion selection. And I think there's quality from class 1 to class 3, and I think there's some differences. I think there's a pair that we land on, and amongst that pair, I think there's one that runs away with it in just terms of overall quality and the way she puts all the parts and pieces together to be that stout and still yet that functional. And like we said earlier, maybe you'd just like to see her more maternal there in her rib and the swoop to her flank, but I think she's very, very high quality. The young man's oldest heifer is going to be your champion. The one we like second best today is one that's very sound, functional. She is good or better in terms of her rear rib and flank. I love the way her neck comes out of the top side of her shoulder. The young lady here in the middle is going to have your reserve champion. Let's put our hands together and congratulate those exhibitors.
What? Face them this way. Congratulations, Remington Seaman. You have the champion Kianina female. Reserve champion Kianina female is Caroline Wetherill. We are now going to move into our limb flex class. We have a single entry from Rolton Poseidon.
She's still going.
She's in a pen back here, or was. I don't know if they got her elsewhere or not. One of the twins, I think.
Did they get him?
I'm going to shut that door down just a little bit. I think there's a glare over there.
Okay.
Just a single entry here in our limb flex division, but the young man brings us one that could certainly withstand some competition. This girl, once she gets relaxed out here and drops her spine and all the parts and pieces make sense. That one's barrel's big. That one's super stout out of the top side of her hip, but still yet she looks like a female through the front 1/3 of her skeleton. The way her rib cage and her shoulder and her neck all conjoin on the front side there is very, very elite. It's like I said, if you get a critical of her, and I don't know if it's the show ring surface or just the acclimation to the show ring on this all the barn or whatever it is, she's wanting to roach there just in her top, but once she relaxes, all the parts and pieces fit together really well. Let's put our hands together and congratulate this young man on a high quality female.
Congratulations, Rolton. You have our champion limb flex female. We will now move into our main and Jew breed. We have Caroline Wetherill.
Do what now? Main and Jews, they came over from France. So a lot of kind of use them in shows here. No, the original full bloods were white on the nose, the white stone. Foot and mouth disease or foot and mouth. So they use the Angus as kind of a cow base and started bringing them up. So
Depends on what kind of day you want to have, right?
kind of that crossbred.
Single entry here, and the young lady brings us one that you project on down in the future. It's got lots of potential. When you just go ahead and let time and the feed bucket take effect into this one, and she goes ahead and masses up and fills in right there behind her shoulder blade. You just started her foundation. She's good in terms of her bone and foot size, the slope to her shoulder. She's got some sweep to her belly. Congratulations to this young lady on a high quality class winner.
Congratulations, Caroline. You have our champion main and Jew female. Now we are going to move into our maintainer breed. We will have a single entry from Jackson Litzenberger.
And then they took the mains, and maintainers are part main and mostly part Angus or something else. But it doesn't have to be Angus. No. That just has to be main on part of it.
Maintainer. Single entry. Just a single entry in our maintainer division, but the young man brings us one that you certainly appreciate as soon as she hits the gate. That one is choke-throated and neat up there in the front third of that one's skeleton, and then still as you progress backwards, that one's heart girth and underlying quality is very, very good. She looks like a female, and you study her from a three-quarter view. She's square in her knees, she's square at her toes. She's one that's functionally wide in her pins, one that this young man should have a bright future as you project her on into the spring and into the next next fall. Let's put our hands together and congratulate that young man on a nice heifer.
Jackson Litzenberger has our champion maintainer female. Now we're going to move into our first class of Shorthorn Plus females. In the first class, we'll have Jace Fuquay.
Single entry here, and the young man brings us one we can certainly appreciate a lot of things about. You study this one from the 3/4 view. That one's really to the center portion of her body is very, very robust. You study her right from behind. She spreads some width and dimension over there, over behind her shoulder and over her loin. She's one that moves around the ring with some comfortable ability and agility, if you will. Aesthetically, when you study her from the side is where you want to go ahead and change her just a little bit. You'd like to maybe take some of that extra leather that she has up front and make her a little neater in that aspect, make her a little more feminine. Maybe you should go ahead and level her and lengthen her out of her hip. It's certainly one that we can appreciate a lot of attributes about. Congratulations to that young lady, or young man, sorry.
Our class winner for class 10 and the Shorthorn Plus is Jace Fuquay. Now we're going to move into class 11, Calvin Litzenberger.
She said negative.
Not ready to go. Dana, you're back in. Dana. You're back in. Just kidding. We just need the money, Dana. We need the money.
Young man brings us another interesting breeding female here to evaluate, and it's one that's very good in terms of her flexibility. She covers her track, she reaches, she's pliable. She's one that's very strong from the point of her shoulder as you study her from hooks to pins in terms of the levelness of her spine. You just break her down as an individual. She has that flexibility, that muscularity that from her shoulder back. We just want to go ahead and she's a little rounder there about her shoulder. She's a little rounder there out of her hip. I could drop her flank and maybe make her more extended up front, but certainly a high quality female. Congratulations to that young man.
Just you. Must be holding it a little closer.
Class 11 winner, Calvin Litzenberger. So now we're going to come back in for our Shorthorn Plus drive. So we have out of our first class, Jace Fuquay, and our second class of Shorthorn Plus, Calvin Litzenberger.
Nice pair to sort here, and I think as soon as they hit the gate is where they sort for me. Just the way their structural integrity and the way their skeleton stays collected and a look of presence. I think the young man's closest to me here on the right is going to be your champion. I think that one just has a higher degree of quality and balance and proportionality when you set her into motion. Young man's bigger heifer will be reserved. Congratulations to both of them.
Congratulations, Jace. Jace Fuquay has a champion Shorthorn Plus female. Our reserve champion Shorthorn Plus female goes to Calvin Litzenberger. We're now ready to move on to our Simmental breed. We have a single entry from Morris Litzenberger.
Great to see you.
This the only semi? Just a single entry in the Simmental division here, and the young man brings us one that's certainly very high quality. I made him take an extra walk or an extra lap, and just because the thing was fighting, and I needed to get a better read on that one. That one's she was wanting to roach there just a little bit when we took her in the first time, and I couldn't really read her hawk very well. On that second lap, I think she got a little more comfortable at times. I think the way all those parts and pieces put together, and still yet she's bold in her cage, she's good in her rear rib and flank, and I think as you project that one on down, I think that one becomes a booger to deal with as she becomes a heavy bred, because her neck's where it needs to be. She's very choke-throated, but still yet her pins are big, but she progresses in all the right ways. ways, and she's sound and functional. High quality female. Congratulations to him.
Our champion scimitar female is Morris Litzenberger. Next into the ring, we will have our percentage scimitars. We're going to start out with a pair of young heifers, class 13. We have Caitlin Campbell and Grayson Campbell. Both of these are June of 25 females.
How are you, Susan? When they kind of pop up in that top line, so whenever they're walking and that top line kind of pops up instead of staying smooth, it's in that loin. You'll notice sometimes in the sheep, a lot of lambs do it. So. Yeah, a lot of times, sometimes it's just the way they are, and then other times they may bunch up a little bit too much whenever they walk. So kind of had to, that's probably why I took another lap around all the other to make sure it wasn't a structural issue. And sometimes they're just so thick muscled, sometimes that raises up just a little bit.
These commercials.
Percentage semis.
Nice pair to sword here, and the young lady on the right's going to win. And I think that one sets herself apart as soon as she hits the ring. I think that one's neck and shoulder tie higher to the top of that one's shoulder blade, and as you work down that one's spine, I think that one's longer and leveler out of her hip, and I think she handles her hawk just a little bit better. I think both of these things are obviously young and immature and skinny. I think that one's just basic build is where we go ahead and slide her to the front. There's no doubt that the young man's heifer here that's going to be seconds bigger at the ground, like her bone and foot size. She definitely has an advantage. She's good in terms of her rib. We'd like to change her in terms of the lower portion of her shoulder. We'd like to smooth her up, lay her back there in her scapula, and level her from hooks to pins. But certainly two high quality individuals that are only going to get better with time. Let's put our hands together and congratulate both of these young exhibitors.
First place in class 13 is Caitlin Campbell. Second place is Grayson Campbell. We have one more class at percentage scimitars. We have a single entry from Caitlin Campbell.
Big pin style featured female here. This is a single entry. We certainly like those things about her in terms of the ground and building females from their foundation up. And I think she checks a lot of boxes in that aspect. That's one that certainly you get behind her. She's set functionally wide in her pins, and she spreads some width and dimension up high. From a balance perspective, we'd like to clean her up to the base of her chest floor, maybe shoot that neck out just a little bit further, but certainly one that checks a lot of the fundamental boxes. Congratulations to this young lady.
Class 14 class winner is Caitlin Campbell. Now we'll bring her Class 13 class winner back in the ring. And we are showing now for champion percentage scimitar female. Monday morning, we will be taking our livestock show to the road up at Alva. So on Monday, February 9th, we will have our swine show. Swine exhibitors, cards are due at 7:30 that morning. Show will start at 9. Cattle weigh in and cards are due at 11 o'clock. And the cattle show will be at 1 o'clock that afternoon. The next day, on the 10th, Tuesday, sheep weigh in and cards are due at 7:30. Sheep show will start at 9. And then the goat weigh in and cards are due at 10 a.m. And the goat show will follow the sheep show. And then we start our run at the Woodward District Show in 1 week. So the Barrow Show will start it out, and it will be on Sunday, followed by Gilts on Monday, goats on Tuesday, sheep on Wednesday, have a couple days of a break, and then the cattle will get going. The following Monday will be their show. Yep. One long day.
One long day. Bring both of our class winners back out here, and I think we definitely have some differences in type and kind, and I think we have some decisions to make. I think obviously the young lady's older heifer is stouter and more ready to go today in terms of just being the EST. She's bigger in terms of her ribs, she's bigger in terms of her back, she's stout on the top side of her hip. Her bone and foot size is definitely very good for that particular model. But when you study her as an individual, like we want to change that one's rear rib and flank. We want to change that one's shoulder in the lower portion there and clean her up to the base of her chest. We want to elongate her there through her shoulder, through her neck. And we start studying this young man's lighter, younger heifer here and just what she is and what she can be, and just studying the basic build of that particular female. I think she actually has the advantage from her navel back into her rear rib and flank of just being more proportionate. I think the way her forerib and her shoulder and her neck come out of the front side of her skeleton, I think it does it to a higher degree. No, she's not as heavy boned, but I think she's very long and level from hooks to pins. And I think when you get a set of clippers on that particular female, I think all the parts and pieces go ahead and blend even better than what they do today. So here's some give and takes. If you want to just use the big EST one, or do you want to use the one that's more complete, that has some more potential on down the road, in my opinion? I think I like the young man's light one to be your champion. Congratulations to him.
Our champion percentage scimitar female goes to Caitlin Campbell with her entry from Class 13. And our Class 14 came in as our reserve champion percentage scimitar. We are now ready for our commercial class. We have 2 classes of commercial heifers. Our first class is Class 15, Colton Fuquay. We've had a couple of scratches, and we've had another name entered onto our adult showmanship, Olivia Seaman. Be prepared. At the end all around. Show it all the way down. What? Yeah, I did. I can say it again. Don't forget that our adult showmanship is a 50-50 jackpot. So our winner will receive 50% of that jackpot, and the other 50% will go to one of our teachers who is fighting a battle of cancer at this time. So we thought tried to think of something to help her and her family out. And so 50% of the jackpot will go to her. So thank you for those that have nominated folks for our adult showmanship, and even those that have decided to opt out of it. So thank you very much.
Young man brings us a sound, functional brood cow, kind of a female into the ring right now, and you certainly appreciate that one's turn to her cage and the depth to her flank. One that certainly gets around with some comfortability. I don't know if that's a word, but we're going to throw it out there. You certainly like the way she uses her hip and her hind leg. You like to change her up front, just make her more feminine, the way her shoulder lays into her thoracic cavity there, make her neck just a little cleaner and longer, but certainly appreciate the maternal look that she brings to the table.
Our class winner for class 15 of our commercial heifers is Colton Fuquay. We have one more class of commercial heifers before we are ready for our champion drive. So we have class 16, Rieta Poseidon.
We're going to be doing the grand drive somewhere else in here because there's no way we can film that. We're going to go down. So we're going to stop on. We're trying to stop over there. We'll leave them on this rail. Oh boy. Do you just want all grand champions? Yeah, we don't need anybody else but the champion heifers.
What are we calling this one? Commercial? Just a single entry here in this commercial class. The young lady brings us one that's very intriguing as soon as she hits the ring. She's one that's moves around like a cat. She's very fluid and methodical in every step that she takes, and they're square from her knee to her hoof and her hock to her hoof. And then you get beside her, and from the three-quarter view, she's square, she's good in her hock, she's big in her pin, and for as heavy bred as she is and as much turn that she has to her center body, her top line is good. She's fresh to the front 1/3 of her skeleton. She's a high quality individual. Congratulations to this young lady.
Our class 16 winner is Rieta Poseidon. We're now going to bring in our class 15 winner, Colton Fuquay. And we will pick our champion commercial female.
We bring our commercial heifers back out here, and I think they're both high quality females that are in different stages of their life, and we're not going to go back and talk each one of them. I think there's one that runs away with this deal pretty quick, in my opinion, and just being so unique and so flexible and so sound and having that much body, but still yet that geeky fronted and that elegant and athletic still from the front third of her skeleton. And then just as sound as can be. The young lady here on the left with the older heifer is going to be champion. Young man, you'll be reserved. Congratulations to both of you.
Our champion commercial female goes to Rieta Poseidon. Our reserve champion commercial female goes to Colton Fuquay. We are now going to bring in our breed champions for our overall champion breeding female.
Ronnie's paying out.
Entering the ring will be from our Aberdeen Angus, Oakley Whitaker. Our Angus breed, Grayson Campbell. Our Chianina breed, Remington Seaman. Limb Flax will be Rolton Poseidon. Main Anjou will be Caroline Wetherill. Our champion maintainer was Jackson Litzenberger. Shorthorn Plus will be Jace Fuquay. Our Scimitar female, Morris Litzenberger. And our percentage Scimitar will be Caitlin Campbell. And our commercial female, Rieta Poseidon.
Roll and try and hug this rail as much as you can, if she will. That's funny. There, that's better. Fix that outside leg, Morris. It's weird. There you go. She didn't know if she wants to pee or not. See if she'll take a step forward. Straighten up. Just a little bit. Pull her. There. Stop. You mean not Monday? Cards you do at 7:30. Show starts at 9. Whatever everybody calls it work. So all the crosses that don't have any spots on. I don't know what Alba has on that one. I know they have some white crosses. I've seen them, but I don't know if they have any white crosses. A bunch of them were at a jackpot. I was at a fair view, but I know that's not all of them. Yeah, it's just returning, so that's Alba.
Let's put our hands together for these exhibitors out here for your champion overall, Supreme Heifer. This is definitely the hardest I've had to work today, and Baylor and I have had some good discussions, and I've actually enjoyed sorting with him today, even though he won't take the microphone and talk, and I really wish he would because I'm sick of hearing myself speak. But so with that being said, I think each one of you are to be commended on the job that you've done, and to reflect back on not the cattle, the community. That's what I was telling Mr. Nix a while ago when we went and looked at y'all's awesome indoor batting facility. That's crazy, the community sport that you have. But I taught ag for 18 years, 13 at Lokiba, and then 5 or 6 or whatever it was there in El Reno. And the amount of kids and young people that y'all have participating still in this is mind-boggling, and it's great to see because this industry in itself is shrinking because of A, it takes a lot of money, and B, it takes a lot of work, and a lot of people aren't dedicated. So my hat's off to each and every one of you kids and all of you parents and grandparents and the longstanding tradition that you have here in your community. The cattle are outstanding. I think there's one that comes out and wins for fun, in my opinion, and I think her day is today as far as just checking all the boxes of being a maternal female, being sound and functional, fresh, big back, big belly, just very, very high quality. That's going to be the young lady over here to the far left by the garage door. She's going to be your champion. I think there's some discussions to be had between a trio of them out here, and we're not going to talk each and every one of them, but amongst that trio, I think there's a pair of them that get a little closer in our mind, and Baylor and I have been back and forth, and when I say we, I've settled on which way we're going to go, and I think amongst that pair, I think there's one of them. If she was bolder right there behind her shoulder blade and she was deeper there in her rear rib and flank, it's a no-brainer for me, and I think she rivals our champion very, very closely because I think that one's sound. I think she's functional. I think she's awesome looking, bone and foot size. I think she's very, very good. And if a different guy holding the microphone, maybe that's more cattle influenced than a goat breeder and an ag teacher in El Reno, America, they definitely have some differences of priority. And the other one's this young lady here, this Angus influenced one. That one hit us very hard from the onset of the days. When as soon as she hit the gates, the look of quality that one has. She's square in her chest. She's big in her barrel. She's easy and complete in her top, and the way she maintains her structural integrity in her top line in correlation with her chest floor and her rear rib and flank. You know, maybe she's got a little lower shoulder that more than we would like, and maybe she's got just a bump more brisket down low for that age for a sheep or goat guy that's talking on the microphone today. Those are the two things that I see that makes it challenging or close, in my opinion. If you wanted to arm wrestle me after the end and tell me I'm wrong, I'm cool with it. That's fine. I think they're both very good. The young lady's Angus Influence is going to be a reserve champion.
Congratulations, cattle exhibitors. Our overall champion breeding female goes to Rieta Poseidon with her commercial female. And our reserve champion female goes to our Aberdeen Angus, shown by Oakley Whitaker. Congratulations, everyone. Now we are going to go into our showmanship classes. We do not have... Oh, sorry. We got steer show. We got 2 steers. I'm jumping the gun. Once our heifers clear out, we have 1 breed of steers. So we will have 2 classes.
Stampede.
Our first class of market steers is a single entry Maine Anjou from Colton Fuquay. He comes in to us weighing 1,050 pounds.
Just slap it.
You need me out of the way? If you have been awarded showmanship, we need you to meet right outside the door here at the cattle. We are going to start figuring out which calves we're going to use for our all-around. So if you have been a showmanship winner for our sheep, goats, or swine, please come over here to the garage door. We're going to start figuring out which calves we're going to bring in for all-around. You don't want Morris's heifer? You don't want Morris's heifer?
No, I'll take my back to him.
What do we got here?
We've got our 2 class winners, basically.
Ah,
Hey, I'm out.
Yeah.
Well, somebody already paid me?
They said you were out.
No.
I don't know. I just did what I was told. We went ahead and brought in our Class 18 winner, Oakley Whitaker. So this is our steer show this year. Class winner from our first class, lightweight main and shoes, weighing in at 1,050 pounds, is Colton Fuquay. And our Class 18 winner, Oakley Whitaker, weighing in at 1,310 pounds. Here.
Just 2 market steers to sort here, and we'll talk the young man's predominantly black one. Here's one when we went into close inspection. He was a little deceiving. That guy has actually got some width and some spread up high. You run your hands over his rib, and he's pretty mellow. That guy's working some condition down his back and over his rib cage, and he's stout out of his pins. And when we study him from a design standpoint, that's where that guy runs into some problems. He wants to run downhill, he wants to cut up in his flank, and he wants to roll there out of his hip. So aesthetically, we'd like to make him more pleasing in terms of balance and proportionality, but from a carcass standpoint, I think he checks a lot of boxes. The young lady's colored up one here that's on the far left is one that's very striking as soon as that one hits the show ring in terms of the swoop to his belly, the bone and foot size that guy has. You get behind him and he certainly doesn't disappoint you. He's big, and he's big up high, especially in his pins. He's maybe not quite as aggressive right there behind his shoulder blade as one might deem ideal, but that one's balance and quality is very, very good, and he's sound and functional. Young lady will have your champion. Young man will be reserved. Congratulations to both of these young people.
Congratulations to our champion market steer going to Oakley Whitaker. Our reserve champion market steer to Colton Fuquay. We are now ready for our showmanship. We're going to get into our junior showmanship class. We have several on the list. So we've got Jordan Fuquay, Caitlin Campbell, Jace Fuquay, Calvin Litzenberger, and Caroline Wetherill.
See your side of the picture. Can you adjust? Okay. Let's go right past him. Let's see.
so this is Cannon Wyatt. She is very busy. Reporter for the Winoka FFA. You're doing some incredible stuff. That newspaper thing that you do is awesome. Will you continue that through the end of the year?
Yes, I will.
So
Not until the end of the year, but until we rerun for offices.
when's that?
May. April.
Okay. So you have worked all day long on the Winoka show. Now we go to the Woods County show on Monday. Will you work that show as a reporter from Winoka also?
Yes, I will.
So no more full days.
Yes.
What about district? More?
Yes.
OYE?
Maybe.
Maybe, and that depends on the scrapbook, huh?
Yeah, it does.
How close are we to getting that done?
I would say I have maybe 9 more articles in total from Alva, Woodward, and Winoka to put in, and then I'll have my Woodward District social media stuff to put in. And after that, I think I'm finishing up.
You do?
Yeah.
That's it, for sure?
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, that this chapter is renowned for their winning in state with the scrapbook, which goes a complete year. Is that right?
Doesn't it go? half season.
Half of your school year? School
Yeah.
year? So it's not an inch thick. No, we're
it's
talking.
huge. It's huge.
It's huge. So we won't say good luck because that could jinx the whole thing, but it'll be good.
It will.
What have you enjoyed most about your being a reporter? Because I know you didn't get to study it beforehand because nobody does.
At first, it was a little uncomfortable, and I was honestly really stressed about it because I was really in over my head and I didn't know what I was doing. But I've gained a lot of connections along the way and really have grown, like, I would say, a family and learning how to do everything and the whole process.
And so you'll know now when the next one comes along and goes, I don't know what to do. You'll be there.
Yes, I'll be there.
This is Cannon Wyatt, the reporter from the Winoka FFA chapter. Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, this is Mr. Nick's heck of a show today.
It was a good show, and we've wrapped up now with our showmanship coming in, and the cattle show is very deep. We've had deep classes all day long, so exhibitors have done an outstanding job.
And it's fun.
It has been fun.
Let's put our hands together and congratulate these junior showmen out here doing a really good job. I think all four of them have been very solid from the beginning until the conclusion here. They're junior showmen. I think there's one that's just done a little better job of getting that head and neck where it needs to be and accentuating that heifer's positives. And she's done a very, very good job of answering her questions with lots of extra details. The young lady on the far left, she's going to be your champion junior showman. Congratulations to her.
That's him right there. See the sunglasses on his hat? It is. That's him. That's Matt Campbell. No, Matt Whitney. Matt Campbell I know they have land and cattle, but I think he does something else.
Congratulations to our junior showmanship winner, Caroline Wetherill. We are now moving into our intermediate showmanship. Coming into the ring is Oakley Whitaker, Grayson Campbell, Remington Seaman, and Jackson Litzenberger.
Kelly Campbell.
Kelly Campbell, you have been added to the adult showmanship list.
We're going to have more than that. Well, we've had a few scratches.
Just as a reminder, those that have been added to the adult showmanship list or those that have been nominated, we have Matt Campbell, Chris Alshide, Tayan Redgate, Ronnie Pitts, Olivia Seaman, and Kelly Campbell.
What do you say, champ? Nothing to it, right?
Really talented group of intermediate showmen here, and all the way from the youngest to the oldest. And obviously, there's a little bit of spread here. And I think there's guys and girls have done an outstanding job. But there is two that stuck out from the onset today. And amongst that pair, there's one that set themselves apart of just being calm, cool, and collective. Because we get these things in here in this environment on this AstroTurf and the weird lighting. You know, they don't want to cooperate. And the demeanor of this young person has been very solid when adversity comes their way. I wouldn't argue if you wanted to split a couple different ways, but I think the one that just hit me the best today, and always getting that front end, which I'm a big particular of that, this young man on the far left is going to be your champion intermediate showman. Congratulations to him.
Congratulations, Remington Seaman. You are the intermediate showmanship winner. We are now ready for our senior showman. Coming into the ring at this time will be Colton Fuquay, Rieta Bezaiden, Morris Litzenberger, and Rolton Bezaiden.
Who's standing beside Ronnie? Back over here.
In the pink. I think they got married.
Oh, they did? Oh, okay. Well, that answers that.
I think Kedrian Boucher is his sister, and the lady that used to teach, she's sitting on the table next to Kedrian. I think that's her mom.
Oh,
She used to teach up here at elementary school, but I don't know names. I'm not much help on that part.
that's enough information. I got it.
You can probably connect.
I got the connection now. I like pink. It's always been one of my favorites. I think she's taking her fee out.
Yeah. Taking her cut.
Time to pay up. Oh, oh, oh.
Another solid group of senior showmen, but there's one that stands out to me. It just becomes very effortlessly. His cattle just walk into place, and he gets that head and neck exactly where it needs to be. The way that him and that heifer work as one cohesive unit, you can obviously tell that they've spent lots of time together. The skin and hair on that particular thing is very, very good, very knowledgeable about his projects. Young man here in the light blue shirt is going to be a champion senior showman. Congratulations to him.
Congratulations, Rolton Poseidon. He is our senior showmanship champion. Oh, oh. Easy, girl. We are now going to move into our adult showmanship. On the list is Matt Campbell, Chris Alshide, Tyan Redgate, Ronnie Pitts, Olivia Seaman, and Kelly Campbell.
Hit that door pretty hard.
You're gonna come right here and you guys are gonna judge what I'm telling you. You get these guys right here. So you guys are gonna judge together. Okay?
What questions should we ask?
You get to judge this.
You know what you got asked.
I'm asking whether it's gestation. That's a hard one.
What is the gestation of a
I
cow?
didn't know that.
You don't know what the how many days pregnant you are?
I didn't know that. I said July.
How many days? Did they ask what the gestation length is, or what she's due?
What's the gestation?
I don't
Mine did good on it just when she wanted to see the door.
this side where it's going.
As long as mine was underneath in that corner by that door, and she was
Hey, how many do we have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Does anybody want to pay out?
I know where it was. Whichever style you want. The wrong way over there. And I went to stop her being able to slide on that wall. I had to dig my heels into it.
You haven't worn those boots enough.
No, I ain't wore nothing. They have the slick bottoms. They have like a design on the bottom. And a slide on it.
Hello.
Because I lost you whenever you came in. Went out.
You guys talk. I ain't talking. I am not talking.
You don't have to just go, shake their hand and congratulate them. There's their envelope. You can, but you don't have to. You can take it out, we'll go. Let me have that envelope. Hey, Roll. Let me see that envelope real quick. How about you took it out, we'll go? I did not. Okay.
You only took out her part.
Win today. Now it's ready. That is Crystal Allside. Crystal Allside. Said big back.
I thought you had something.
No, it's Crystal.
And our adult showmanship winner on the cattle side was Krista Allscheid. We are now getting ready for our all around, so we will have 3 rounds with each of our species coming in with all of our winners. I believe we are going to start with our juniors first. And so coming into the ring will be our sheep showmanship winner, Kaiser White, our goat showmanship winner, Charles Hansen, our pig showmanship winner, Jay Beck, and our cattle showmanship winner, Caroline Wetherill. This will be our juniors showing the cattle round in our all-around competition. And our total today that we have raised for Mrs. Cunningham is $211 from our adult showmanship. So thank you everybody that nominated and even those that decided to pay out. So we appreciate your help and support. We will give that to her next week.
I don't know. Melissa was putting them together. She just said cattle, told me cattle. Well, they're so you're all going. So whenever they're ready, we are.
Well, that's what I didn't know.
And I don't know if the pigs are last.
The goats are here. So, and then we can. The sheep are tied up right there. It don't matter. Whatever.
I think Melissa's kind of been directing back there, so. Thought I saw her right there. Yeah. Sorry, baby.
Picture of sweepstakes winner and all-around showmanship winners for the big.
Before everybody packs up and leaves, we will need a picture at the backdrop of our sweepstakes winner and our all-around showman. So you will meet Mrs. Rankin at the backdrop and get your picture taken there. The sweepstakes winner and the all-around showman.
Are you sure you don't want to talk? You've lost your voice somewhere along the way.
You like him?
Yep.
Okay.
But
All right. I know who you're rooting for. Mr. Klein has come into the ring for the official tabulator, so he will be taking the scores from the judges. So this is kind of a silent showmanship round. The judges will put scores here on our showman and rank them, and then report to Mr. Klein, and he will be the official tabulator there, and will report back who our all-around showmanship winners are after all 4 rounds. So currently in the ring, if we start over here on our right side is Jay Beck. Next is Caroline Weatherill. With the baldy calf is Charles Hanson. And there in the back is Kaiser White.
no. I have to wait till all around showman's over. Because I did, that is included in my vote.
Okay. When you want to announce it?
I would wait till all this is over with. I just set the laptop.
Okay, our juniors are exiting the ring at this time. Next into the ring on our cattle round will be our intermediate showman. We won't know till the end. So on this one, they just tabulate kind of placing, and then they tell your dad, and he keeps track of everything. And then at the end of the 4 rounds, then we'll add up the scores and see who the winner is. So, yeah. Yeah, they got to show all 4 of them. So. Coming into the ring at this time, in the lead is our champion intermediate swine showman, Briston Beck. In the second hole is our cattle showmanship winner, Remington Seaman. And then we have Paisley Reed, who is our sheep showmanship winner. Coming now is our goat showmanship winner, Adley Hansen.
You know, yeah. Okay.
Good job, intermediate showman. We're now going to move into our senior contest. We only have 2 seniors for the all around. Coming from our sheep division, we have Stetson Nix. And our cattle division, we have Rolton Poseidon. Okay, as the cattle exit, and that wraps up the cattle round of our all around showmanship.
Goat's gonna be next. I don't know. We'll see who comes in, I guess.
They're coming from that direction. Looks like they're coming with pigs.
Pig's gonna come in. Okay. We might need to shut this gate. Let's redesign our race.
Yeah, right. You need to plug a hole or two.
He's back there. Yeah, go ask him. He's back there. He's wrapping.
Hi, Jenny.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
You've had a pretty good afternoon, haven't you?
Yeah. Sage. Me, Kyle.
What's your baby's name?
So this is my friend's dog. Her name is Sage.
Her name's what?
Sage.
Ah.
There you go. Not me. Then what was the one that you champion had? What's Supreme Hassle? That's what I got.
We're in the Showman Championship division, and we're switching. They do all the different breeds, so we're switching from cattle now to pigs. So we had to make a little change in the design of the fence so that we don't lose some of our hamsters.
Okay, we are now ready for our swine round of our all-around showmanship. So we've got our juniors in the pens with the hogs, and I believe we're ready to go. Out of the gate first is our champion sheep showman, Kaiser White. Second out of the gate is our swine showmanship winner, Jay Beck. Coming to us from our third pen is Charles Hansen, who is the goat showmanship winner. And our fourth one coming out of the pen is our cattle showmanship winner, Caroline Wetherill. Good job, juniors. We'll get those hogs put back in their pen, and we'll be ready for our intermediates.
I don't think they've got a class for them still. Now, you'll see some around at some of the jackpot and stuff. But I don't, like OYE, I don't think they've got a division for them.
that showed one.
I was gonna say, when did Rusty telling you no was stopped you?
Well, when it comes to that kind of money, I don't think
During
it's too
the summer
exciting.
league, like one of the kids,
I wouldn't care
like one of
if
the
he showed.
groups
I think
didn't
it'd just
play,
be pretty to
so
have.
they just let the adults play with the kids, and he was running to first base, fell and landed on it.
You need to talk Ty into going in and becoming an ad.
That's got to be personal decisions.
I don't think he wants to take the time and give up his day job. I wouldn't either. Mr. Aubrey begged him to do it. He went to war instead.
We're now starting our intermediate division on our swine round. First out is Adley Hansen. She is our goat showmanship winner. Second is Paisley Reed. She is from our sheep division. Third out of the pen is Briston Beck. He was our swine showmanship winner. And fourth will be Remy Seaman out of our cattle division.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Make sure you give it to your mom. Or grandma. Yes. Like, on all around. How are you? No, I'm not. On all around, and they recommend 100 or what?
Ah, that's not a me, that's a him.
I'm assuming that they do 1 through 4, and then it's like golf. The lowest score would be the winner. I was probably shaking.
We've now started our senior division round with the pigs. First out with the belted gilt is Stetson Nix. And with our blue butt, light cross barrow is Rolton Poseidon.
Told him he should have got up there and showed the land this morning, though, with practice.
Hey, I said that. To the best of my ability.
Can you hand that back to Fancy? I don't want to lose it. She's back here. Yep.
As soon as they get them pinned, that will complete our swine round of our all-around showmanship.
You might tell him that we've got 2 groups coming in on the goats. Because we only got 3 does, so we got to go 2 and 2. So, you want me to tell him?
Yeah. So it's not on the mic.
We lost some does, so we only have 3 does, so we got to go 2 and 2. How do you want them?
I say we're just walking straight and I'll hang one and walk
We're going to split up our heats of our goat showmen. To keep it fair, we wanted to bring out the same type, and since breeding does are shown differently than weather goats, we're going to bring out 2 at a time. We're going to show those does, and then the next set of juniors will show them. In our first heat of our juniors, we have our sheep junior champion, Kaiser White, and our cattle junior champion, Caroline Wetherill.
Are they over by pick on? Setting up. skate. The neck gate. Go get him some Tylenol. Let him have a little time lapse. Well, I was wondering. I saw that deal. I don't know, but I don't know what part of the door that is, but whenever
Yeah, he's all
went
scratched
out,
up right there. And of course, it's
the
on the
rip his
same
shirt and
side.
stuff too, or is it
No.
okay?
Oh, well, I don't think so. I didn't look at it. He had it tore off by the time I got out there.
He's done.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she didn't act like this yesterday.
Well, towards the end of the day, she did. When she put him up for the night after washing.
Starting to get fed
Yeah.
up or tired or.
But like when we had him cooking, she didn't act like that. Because Clark had him walk in here and everything. It scared me.
I don't know.
Nothing bothered her too bad.
Monday's going to be an early.
I know he's quick to
Yeah,
temper.
he is. He just has to stay calm.
So I don't know if he needs before she gets to that, just tap her, take that stick and just tap her on the nose a couple of times. Once you kind of tap your chain didn't do anything, you gotta just kind of piss her off more. But it seemed like whenever we took the stick, the handle or stick, whichever one, kind of just tap it. If you just tap him on that bridge of the nose, not the, it's not a nose part, but like the muzzle. Yeah, just kind of tap it up there. And basically just a tension, not the hard thing. Just okay, I'm still. Don't have any of that. No wings and use it on stuff. Stuff up on top of the wheel.
Clark has.
We drag it.
We did it do it his contest to John. Kind of risky. And he did, but John's like, maybe we should have double that on Monday. I'm like, maybe, I don't know, but I'll talk to Clark. Because I know Clark has put that stuff on their pin before.
Because I don't know the dosage.
Yeah, I don't.
I just know that they put something.
Okay, so that little jumper, that's adorable.
Like a younger.
Look at that high jump.
I don't know if that'll help or if she just, when she gets tired, she's done. Maybe a day resting at home.
Well, that's what I, and this is really her first show. We took her to Cherokee Michigan show.
Oh,
She was just there. But, so this is really her first show.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Now.
to have a show.
She's just standing there perfect.
Yeah.
And then she'd get mad, like lost stuff
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, your brother is over there telling me, oh, it's just a female. I said, well, you used to be my favorite, now you're not. So.
Good job, Ashley. Good job.
Yeah. It's not my call. How about that? You have been downgraded. If y'all need any help, I'm assuming we'll make things up. I'll ask her whenever her morning.
Good job, Ashley.
Later, if you don't get something loaded, don't have room for it. Kind of one day at a time right now. So we gotta do something all day tomorrow. I don't know. It's on 12. 12:30. She's gonna be doing her thing, and I'm gonna be sitting there. I don't want that.
Your heifer weighs more than that.
It sounds like you're killing her, but you're not doing it.
Now I know his name.
Boys did a good job today.
First heat of our intermediates is exiting the ring. We'll do our next heat with our goat round. Scratch that. That was our intermediates finishing up. We're now moving into our senior round of the goats. Leading the way is Rolton Poseidon. Comes from our cattle division. In the second hole is Stetson Nix from our sheep division. Good job, seniors. And our last round, moving into the sheep round. Looks like we're going to have all of them in the ring at the same time this time.
It just looked horrible, but once I got it all cleaned up, it's just like a little I was trying to see if it was gold. But it wasn't bleeding. But yeah.
Coming in the ring now is our last round for the juniors. It's our sheep round. In the lead is Kaiser White from our sheep division. Next is Charles Hansen from our goats. Next is Caroline Wetherill from our cattle division. In the fourth hole is Jay Beck from our swine division. Good job, juniors. You can sit down and relax for a minute. And now it's the intermediates' turn on the sheep division or the sheep round. Good job out there.
The game was underneath the glass. This guy was running around towards the bench, and he just went over there and shoved him in the bench. They didn't even have the ball.
Yeah, that one year, like Colombia, they said they went to middle supposed to freak out and they had like bombing down.
It's a takedown.
Do what? Which ones are possible?
In case you just joined us, we're into the final rounds of the showmanship contest of the Winoka 4-H and FFA stock show. Started at 10 this morning. Had a great lunch sponsored by Core Bank in Winoka. In the afternoon, well, we're here. And this is the showmanship, intermediate showmanship, that's in the ring right now. Our judge today is Derek Pearson and his son Baylor. They kind of double team it, but Derek was a high school ag teacher for 16 years and then went to El Reno to the college there, where he's now there in the 5th year, I believe. And tabulating for this round of the awards is Scott Klein, and running the camera is Red Bozaiden, the president of Winoka FFA. You got to be pretty proud of today.
Yes, I am pretty proud of.
What do you think? I mean, great cattle show. Well, show all, but a big round of cattle, as these two showmen have their hands full.
Yeah, it's something that some of them don't know how to show.
Well, I'm thinking that maybe your twin is not a big sheep or goat man, maybe.
No, we're mainly cattle, and we have shown pigs whenever we were very, very little.
And there is a technique, and you do kind of forget it. It's not like riding a bike. It doesn't come back just, well, maybe it does. I mean, you grabbed onto it pretty quickly.
What I did do, the sheep leap, sheep one, yeah, I kind of did it a little fine.
Right.
I've just seen them done it so many times and say, okay, I don't know how to do this.
Got to make this work. So we move now Monday to the Woods County show. I mean, I'd say it looks pretty promising for this bunch.
Yes, it does.
Red is getting back to her duties here. She is camera person number one.
Watching this.
You what?
And I'm enjoying watching this.
Because of your brother's struggles?
Both of them.
Both of them. Stetson Nix and Bria's brother Walton. These smaller animals are stressing the boys out.
Yes.
But they keep a kind of a smile on.
Yes.
So we're coming to the last round, but we don't know do we? Because Mr. Klein is tabulating. We don't know what's going on as far as scores.
Nope, nothing is announced until the very end, and so Mr. Klein keeps that tabulation, and he will announce, or he'll give me the winners to announce momentarily.
So we don't know if there's a penalty if your sheep runs away from you, or
Not yet. We don't know how that's going to factor in.
we don't. We don't. Nice job, Rolton.
Good job.
Okay, drum roll now for our all-around showmanship winners. In our juniors, with a nice, pretty, flashy belt buckle to go on their new belt buckle holder, it's going to be Kaiser White. And in our intermediate division, our winner, and it was a very, very close one, comes down to the very end, Adley Hansen. And our senior all-around. There's just two of them, but it was an intense competition out there. Come down to Stetson Nix as our winner. And we have one more winner to announce. We have our sweepstakes platter, and that goes to Stetson Nix. And I guess there's something else. And our overall high point sheep and goat showman, also Stetson Nix. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and helping us with our Winoka Livestock Show. We appreciate each and every one of you, and even all of those that are watching from afar. And so we want to thank Benny Buckland for coming out and helping us get it to your living room. And if you missed it today or missed part of it, it will be archived there on KALV's sites. So we appreciate each and every one of you and look forward to the rest of the show season, and we'll see you all right here next year.
So we appreciate so much getting to be a part of the Winoka 4-H and FFA Livestock Show, the local show. Shows great promise for down the road, and down the road is Monday morning in Alva, Oklahoma, with the Woods County Show. So get ready for it. For today, Ben Buckland from the Ag Campus in Winoka, bidding you a very pleasant good afternoon.